Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to RBN Hardware. Now, finding a good gaming laptop for less than $1,000 is no easy task these days. However, with a bit of digging, plenty of research and a little bit more digging, I was able to find 3 awesome gaming laptop deals close to $1,000. So in today's video, we're gonna look at the top 3 best budget gaming laptops that you can buy in early 2022 under $1,000. Now, if you find anything you like, all laptops are linked up down below. And with no further ado, let's get started. Now, when it comes to buying a gaming laptop, there are a couple of things to have in mind, beside things such as the build quality, display size, battery, weight, and of course specifications and performance. Those are very important factors, but what people often completely forget about is power budget, cooling capacity, and software features. Now, covering power budget and cooling is unfortunately beyond the scope of today's video, but rest assured, I have done my homework here before I came up with this list. In terms of software features, GPU manufacturers and game developers have actually come up with some great tools to boost performance and frame rate, and this is something that we definitely want to take advantage of. For now, right now, I would highly recommend that if you're gonna invest in a budget gaming laptop, you want to include an RTX based GPU to access something called DLSS 2.0. This will give you higher FPS for very minimal picture downgrade. With that in mind, let's take a look at our first recommendation, coming in at $799. This is called the Acer Nitro 5. Now, the Nitro comes with a 15.6-inch 144Hz Full HD display, backlit keyboard, 3 USB ports, an Ethernet port, an audio jack, as well as a single HDMI and some extended exhaust for great cooling. It's got a weight of about 5 pounds or 2.2 or 2.3 kilograms and a battery life that will last you about 11 hours. Now, this particular configuration comes with a Core i5-10300H with a 4.5 GHz clock speed, 8 gigs of single channel RAM, which is upgradable, and so you can basically put in another 8 GB stick and enjoy dual channel 16 GB here. We find 250 GB SSD, also upgradable, and an NVIDIA RTX 3050 graphics card. Now, in terms of performance, here is what you can expect. Now, for 60 FPS, generally, you want to settle for 1080p at medium to high settings, and you should be able to achieve that in most games out there. A link to this machine can be found down below. Now, moving on to spot 2 on the list, and here we find the TUF-15 from Asus. Now, like the Acer, this model comes with a 15.6-inch IPS 144Hz display, but with adaptive sync. It has a backlit keyboard, 4 USB ports, as well as a single HDMI, an Ethernet port, as well as an audio jack. It's got a weight of about 4.4 pounds or 2 kilograms and a battery that will last you up to 16 hours. Now, this particular configuration comes with a Core i7-11000 370H. This is a 4-core part with a clock speed of up to 4.8. We got 8 gigs of RAM, which is upgradable, a 512 gig NVMe SSD, as well as an RTX 3050 Ti graphics card. Something worth having in mind is that a 4-core 8-thread CPU is the barrier to entry for gaming in 2022. And so, looking at the gaming performance, here is what you can expect. The GPU part is fast, but it does get a slight bottlenecked a bit by the CPU. And this is something that you definitely want to have in mind, especially if you plan on using your laptop in CPU intensive games such as World of Warcraft, Fortnite, Battlefield, etc. And if you plan on playing a lot of those types of games, you might want to look for at least a 6-core part, which yeah, we do find in this machine. This is a laptop from Evo Gaming, and what makes this laptop interesting beside the 6-core CPU is that it comes with an RTX 2060 GPU. Despite being built on the slightly older Turing architecture, this is still the fastest GPU on this list, and it comes with 6GB of VRAM, which yeah, might be important to you if you plan on playing texture heavy games. Now, like the previous machines, this one also supports DLSS 2.0 to unlock more performance for free. Now, this machine features a 15.6-inch 144 IPS display, backlit keyboard, 3 USB ports, a single HDMI, an Ethernet port, as well as an audio jack. It's got a weight of about 8.9 pounds or 4 kilograms, as well as battery life of 8 hours. Now, this configuration comes fitted with a 4th gen Ryzen 5 4800H, which is a fast and snappy 8-core 16-thread CPU with a 2.9 GHz clock speed based on the award-winning Zen 2 architecture. We find 16GB of dual-channel memory as well as a 512GB SSD. In terms of gaming performance, here is what you can expect. The 2060 is performing a few percent faster than the 3050 Ti, but what makes it particularly interesting is that it packs 6GB of VRAM instead of 4, which is certainly going to play a big role in texture heavy games. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is actually one example where 4GB is simply not enough to run the game at 1080p very high settings. Now, as an honorable mention, I also want to shed a light on this. This is the Lenovo Legion 5, and the main reason why it is not included on my top 3 list is because it's currently sitting at $1,100. However, if you do have a few extra dollars to spare, I would highly recommend the Lenovo over the other ones, simply because of the excellent cooling, dual channel memory, 165Hz display, and 16GB of RAM and Ryzen CPU you get with this machine. I'm going to make a separate video and talk about this machine in greater detail. But in the meantime, thank you so much for sticking around, watch this video, and I will catch you guys in the next video.